For District Attorney is our incumbent, Mr. David Sheffield. Mr. Sheffield, you'll have 1 minute for your opening statement. Robin is on the front row here with your time cards. When you hear a bell, you'll know that your time has expired.
Thank you very much. You know who I am. I'm David Sheffield, the District Attorney. It's my job to try to prosecute the cases that come into the District Court, felony criminal cases. That's what I do. About 2 years ago, I decided to take a hard approach to major crime in this county. We had some people coming in from Beaumont that was trying to test the waters on aggravated robberies. The whole series of aggravated robberies in Jeff County, they started coming up here, testing the waters in Hardin County. I told my assistants in my office at that time, look, we're not going to be taking any plea bargains on those kind of cases. We're going to be taking them to court, going to get as much justice and as much punishment as we can. Why? Because we have to deter crime. We got to deter major types of crime. The only way to do that is to be able to go in court, try the cases, and have the defendant scared of what you're doing. The last couple of years, we've had 5 life sentences. We've had 20 cases.
You'll be able to answer some of that in your question. Okay, your first question. Someone once said, whenever you throw dirt, you're always losing ground. My question to each of you is 2-part. First of all, why do you feel the need to attack the other candidate by voicing and publishing his shortfalls in this election? 2, as a voter who takes seriously his responsibility to vote, I do not want to research on each candidate before I vote. I also greatly dislike mudslinging. With that said, why not spend more time and energy in your campaign telling us why we should vote for you and what you will bring to the District Attorney's office?
I agree completely. In fact, I understand and I hear you. The mudslinging and the tone of the campaign is terrible. And I apologize for any part I may have played in causing the bringing that about. With that being said, being incumbent and having a good record in trial and otherwise, my opponent really is kind of forced to go on offense and to attack. And that's what he's doing. He's attacking. There's so much attacking that it's kind of hard to respond to everything that's being said and such. But the bottom line is, we go to trial, we're not making plea offers on these big cases, we're getting as much deterrence as possible. That's the only way we can try to protect you guys. That's what we're doing. You don't get 5 life sentences, 20 cases with maximum sentences by plea bargain. And so we've taken that off the table. And we're doing that. I've got a record of getting results and prosecuting cases. My assistants do it as well. That's the whole point of this. That's what we're trying to do. So that's my answer.
And I failed to tell you, you'll have 1.5 minutes for each of your responses. I apologize for not telling you that. All right, your next question. Why do you believe that you are more qualified to prosecute cases in Hardin County than your opponent?
Because I'm willing to go to court and try those cases. It takes a lot of fortitude to be able to step into the courtroom and to put everything on the line as far as your reputation, your trial ability, and everything else, and place it in the hands of 12 people trying to convince them to see your way as far as a case goes. That takes a lot. Even the best attorneys around sometimes get cold feet and they don't want to go to trial. And I'm afraid I'm a lot better at that than my opponent.
Your next question. How can you address the perceived disconnect between the Sheriff's Office, the Police Department, law enforcement, and the DA's office?
Well, it's just that. It's a perception that only came about as a result of this campaign. That's one of the things. I don't agree with the premise of the question. I work with law enforcement every day. Many of them how we've been able to successfully prosecute a lot of the cases that we've been prosecuting, with the sentences that we've gotten. So I disagree with you.
Okay. Your next question. Recently, there has been a lot of talk about the large number of cases that have been reported to the state from the DA's office. How do you explain the large number of pending and dismissed cases that are on that record?
First of all, there's the OCA, the Office of Court Administration, was reporting astronomical numbers as far as active cases, pending cases, and such. It was 3,000, 4,000, things like that. We knew it was ridiculous. The judges, the courts, and everybody else knew it was absolutely ridiculous. Some type of reporting error occurred between the clerk's office and the OCA. We don't know how or what and such. I really don't. It's not my part to know how that is reported. But the bottom line is our district clerk recognized the problem, researched it, found out that there's only 442 active cases in district court. So that's the real numbers. No 3,000, no 4,000, and such. Now, I've also seen those reports generated said there's 54 murders pending in Hardin County. That's ridiculous too. I've seen reports saying that there is no drug possession cases pending. That's not true. And there's also 392 auto cases. That's not true. Those numbers are wrong. I don't know where they come from or how they got there, but that's the bottom line of the numbers. As far as the dismissals go, I don't know how many dismissals there are. There are.
Thank you. And your last question is, what policies and procedures do you have in place in the district attorney's office to ensure that the cases referred to the office address the requirements needed to move forward for prosecution?
I personally review every case that comes into the office. We take a look at the case, we see what's there, we see if there's any necessary statements or evidence that needs to be collected. If there's problems or issues, those are turned over to my investigators. Investigators then make contact with law enforcement and try to do whatever is necessary for the case to proceed. After we do that, we visit with them and the officers and get the information that's necessary. Then we're able to take it and go to the grand jury for the cases. So I have a personal involvement in every case that comes in to the office. So I personally review it. We take a look at what's there, see what's necessary to make the case viable and ensure successful prosecution.
Okay. Mr. Sheffield, you'll now have 2 minutes for your closing report, for your closing statement.
I've been doing this for 26 years. I started off with a salary less than $25,000. The only reason I got into this area of law is because of the reward it gave me in helping people in our county. That's been the whole basis of my career in this. You can see people out here today that I've worked with, such as this was mentioned. Her son was killed. We prosecuted those cases, got life sentences on them. Ms. Stern had her family devastated. We prosecuted those cases. We were able to help restore these people, help get them back on the track. I'm asking for your votes so we can continue the progress that we made with our office, continue prosecution, continue helping. We've got to fight crime the hardest way possible. The only way to do that is to take these kind of cases to trial. That's what I do, that's what my assistants do, and that's the only way we can deter people from committing these kind of offenses. So with your help, I want to keep doing that.
Thank you very much.